What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to meal prep if you are lazy, don't like to cook, or you're just super busy. So if you have trouble meal prepping or trying to find the time to meal prep or feel like you don't have the time, I'm going to show you how you can get it done quick and easy. So basically I'm going to try to make as many meals as I can for the week today, because today is Sunday and in the fitness world today is meal prep day. So to have a successful week, we are going to try and put together as many meals today as we can, so that during the week all we have to do is grab them and go. So, is you ready? Let's go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start with is chicken tenderloins. I have already preheated the oven to 350 degrees. To make it easy and simple, we're just going to start with a frozen pack. This way you can just throw it in a pan. I like to use a glass pan. Kind of just throw them in there. I don't normally use a marinade, but you can, especially if you're lazy and don't feel like seasoning. This is just an herb and garlic marinade, so we're just going to sprinkle some of this on there. This is a lazy meal prep, okay? And I'm just gonna put the top on it, shake it up. Next, we're gonna get some red potatoes and we're just gonna throw it in there with the chicken so we can get that nice chicken broth flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and wash a few of these. Make sure you have a cutting board. Honestly, I'm just gonna kind of cut them in half because this is just a quick and simple meal prep. We're not trying to do too much, just trying to get it done so we can relax before we're back to work tomorrow. Cut them in quarters so that they get a little bit more flavor and cook a little faster. Just throw them in between the chicken. Super simple. Grab a couple more potatoes, and it's about 5:15 right now, so we'll see how quickly we can get these meals done. All right. So we got the frozen chicken and the potatoes all cut up in there. We're just gonna go ahead and throw that in the oven. That's one meal out the way. Okay, next we have some Brussels sprouts. I got the steamed kind, so you can just throw these right into the microwave. I'm gonna microwave it on high for 5 minutes. All right, next I'm gonna use this electronic skillet. I've actually never used it before, but I figured it would be a little easier than trying to do it in a pan because I feel like I can fit a lot more in this and I don't have a skillet this big. So I'm just gonna go ahead, put a little bit of olive oil on the bottom and then throw some asparagus in there. Let me wash it first. Okay, so we got the olive oil. I'm gonna go ahead and coat the skillet with this. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut off the ends. Skillet is pretty big. I can fit almost the whole bag of asparagus, so I'm going to go ahead and wash the rest of this. Just going to use a little garlic and pepper seasoning for the asparagus. Alright, and so while that is cooking up there on the skillet, I'm going to grab a pot so we can boil some eggs. Okay, it's all about multitasking, so I'm going to start boiling this water. Alright, so I got that going. I'm going to put the top on it so that it can boil faster. Our Brussels sprouts are done. And go ahead and throw in another bag. So I'm going to go ahead and put these eggs in. So I don't know how you guys boil your eggs, but I put the eggs in before the water starts boiling. And then just let it boil for like a minute, remove it from the heat, and then they're done. Okay, that's gonna take a while to boil. Go ahead and move the asparagus around. is finally boiling. I'm gonna throw in a couple of bags in there. I'm on a special diet, so I'm doing brown rice, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw in a couple of bags of jasmine rice in there for my husband too. So here is the boiling bag jasmine rice. I'm just gonna throw in a couple of these bags as well. All right, so now you got 4 bags of rice in there, and in each bag, I think there's at least 2 servings. So yeah, that should last a week. Make sure they're all under the water, and we'll put our timer for 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the asparagus out, and we're gonna move on to the next meal. It'll do. I'm gonna go ahead and open these Brussels sprouts. They're already cooked because you put them in the microwave, but now we're gonna throw them in the skillet. Get a little crisp to them, make them a little brown, because right now they're just kind of soft and mushy. So we're gonna change that up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little olive oil on top of this, help it crisp up a little bit. All right, so we want it to get a golden brown, and I'm supposed to be on a no salt diet. That's why I'm not seasoning much of anything. Like the rice, I'm just boiling it. The chicken, I probably shouldn't have used that marinade, but that's all I'm gonna use. I'm not going to add additional salt to it. If anything, I'll just add a little bit of other seasonings, you know, garlic powder, onion powder, stuff like that. All right, so this is already starting to get a little crispy. We're actually going to add pink Himalayan salt, just a little sprinkle. Then some black pepper. Obviously, make sure your hands are clean. Alright, a little black pepper. And my secret ingredient, if you don't like Brussels sprouts, try that. A little pink Himalayan salt, black pepper, and my secret ingredient, honey. So we're going to sprinkle some honey on it, take away that bitter taste. Honey drizzled, nice crispy Brussels sprouts. Okay. It's all smothered, and get that all covered. It's looking really good. Let's see if I can bring you guys closer. You can see, it's looking real good. We got the eggs there boiling, the rice is still boiling. We got about a minute left on that. So we are on good time. Rice is done. We're gonna go ahead and turn that off. All right, so our rice is done. We're still waiting on the eggs to really boil. It's starting to boil, but it's not there yet. Now that our Brussels sprouts are done, our asparagus is done, we're gonna move on to some more proteins. So we have our egg proteins, our chicken protein, and another protein for the week. We're gonna go ahead and throw in some turkey burgers. The alternative to this, you can cook some ground turkey, but since the point of this video is like lazy cooking or quick cooking, this is even quicker and easier. And they're unseasoned, so you know, we're not cheating. Go ahead and throw these right on the skillet. Okay, and they come like this, individually wrapped, so it's just super easy. All right, actually, I'm gonna defrost them because it is kind of hard to separate. Okay, so I forgot to tell you guys, a trick I've learned for boiling the eggs so that it's easy to peel later is adding vinegar and or salt to the boiling water. That way, the shell will come off more easily. So I've already turned that off. It stopped boiling, or it boiled for like a minute, and I'm just gonna leave it covered and sit there for a while. And you guys, I forgot that I had this. So because we're on a strict diet, you can get this garlic and herb salt-free seasoning. So I think I'm gonna add a little bit more of this to our chicken and potatoes that are in the oven so that we have a little bit more flavor. And we're just gonna go ahead and turn the chicken around as well. It's about halfway cooked. Potatoes as well. Just gonna move all this around. And because that is salt-free, you can add as much as you want. See how these burgers are looking. So I was only able to fit 4 at a time. So once those are done, I'll go ahead and add these last 2. So that'll be at least 1 per day. sorry, my hands are probably super shaky. I'm gonna go ahead and season this with some of that garlic and herb seasoning. And sprinkle that. So far, I am loving this skillet. It's cooking everything pretty fast and evenly. Nothing sticking. So it's really nice. So I'm just gonna leave that at least 3 minutes on each side, then I'll flip it over. Okay, so after these turkey burgers are done, we're gonna go ahead and make some salmon, and then that'll be all our proteins for the week. So we'll have the option of chicken, turkey, eggs, and salmon. So I will be back once these turkey burgers are done. Okay guys, because I'm so tired of cooking already, it's almost been an hour. It's been about 45 minutes. Oh, I just turned the oven up to 400 degrees so that the chicken and potatoes can cook faster and hopefully be done in the next 15-20 minutes. So we will have everything cooked within an hour. Okay, so off camera, I went ahead and rinsed out the skillet so we can get started on our next protein, being the salmon. I get the pre-packaged ones. They come in little packets like this. Okay, so I got all the salmon on the skillet now. I am going to use a little bit of olive oil. And because we're doing no salt, well, we're going to do pink salt, not no salt. Do a little pink salt. And then our salt-free lemon pepper, one of my faves. Sprinkle some of that. And then I also like to sprinkle some actual lemon juice on there. So just like a capful. Just gonna leave it a couple minutes on each side. While that's cooking, I'm gonna get my Tupperwares and start actually putting together the meals. Alright, so our salmon is looking good. It's pretty much done. I've already started putting one of the meals together. 5 ounces of ground turkey. You got your asparagus, some almonds. We got our Brussels sprouts, our boiled eggs. We got our rice that's all cooked. We have the turkey burgers, the asparagus. Everything is cooked at this point. We have the sweet potatoes and the chicken and red potatoes. So at this point, what we're gonna do is start putting the meals together. Oh, and I just wanted to mention that all the food was cooked within an hour. So now it should maybe take us 10 minutes if that, just to put them on the Tupperwares. And I'm just gonna prep my meals for tomorrow just so you can see like what one day looks like. This is what the chicken and potatoes are looking like now. I'm just gonna add a little paprika for color. Ooh, so much. Mix it around. And then we're gonna start finish putting our meals together. Okay, so for your basic meal prep, you want to have a protein, a carb, and a healthy fat in every meal. So far we have a turkey burger, asparagus, and a green, and a green. Greens are very important. And a healthy fat. So we have our greens, our thing, and whatever. Now we just need a carb. For this particular one, I'm gonna go with a sweet potato. I like sweet potatoes with my ground turkey or with turkey burgers. So because I'm trying to gain weight, I want to make sure I have at least 5 ounces of carbs as well in each meal. So I'm going to show you how to use the scale and do that. So this is the scale we're going to be using. I don't press the on button until I have my Tupperware on top. Once I'm ready to measure that particular item, whether it's the carb, protein, or whatever, I'm gonna hit the on button. So it's currently at 0. I'm gonna add the sweet potato. Okay, so far we have 3.85 ounces of carbs. So I'm gonna add a little bit more until it equals 5 ounces. All right, so I just cut a little bit of sweet potato. As you can see, it's a little over the 5 ounces, so I'm gonna cut this a little bit smaller. Okay, so I cut the sweet potato a little bit smaller. Now I got it down to 5.10 ounces, and that's close enough for me. I'm not gonna keep cutting it to get exactly 5 0.0, but that's good enough. And this is one meal, so we're gonna move on. So for this one, we are starting with salmon. I'm gonna go ahead and add Brussels sprouts to this one. Okay, so now I have 6.5 ounces of greens. Again, I'm not gonna be too picky. I'm just gonna count that, or make note of that, so that when I'm counting my calories later, I know how much I have in there. The neat thing about this scale is you can also change it to grams, because if you look at the Brussels sprouts bag, it shows you the serving size by grams. So if I wanted to know how many grams I have in here, I can just change the unit, and now it's showing that I have 160 grams, so it'll be easier for me to find out the nutritional value, how much fat, protein, or carbs there is in the Brussels sprouts. Okay, so I have to add my rice now, so you're gonna restart, you're gonna turn it off, turn it back on to get back to a 0, and then I'm gonna measure 5 ounces of brown rice. Okay, so I could only fit 3 ounces of brown rice in this Tupperware, so what I'm gonna do to make up the other 2 ounces for my carb is to add a different carb that'll make up for those 2 ounces. So I'm just gonna add some of these baked red potatoes, until I get to my 5 ounce. Okay, so I got it to 5.25. I'm gonna leave it at that. And just remember to record what you actually did intake. So if your goal is 5 ounces, but you did go a little over, just make sure you know how many ounces you have so that you can count and track that later. Okay, on to the next. We got our almonds already in there. We got our 5 ounces of protein, aka chicken tenderloin, and 5 ounces of red potatoes. Okay, so this is what a typical meal prep for one day looks like for me. So as you can see, I already had a pre-made breakfast. This is what you would call overnight oats. It's steel cut oats with some Greek yogurt, chia seeds, and berries. And normally you just leave that overnight, so by the morning it'll be cooked. And then I also have my pre-made green smoothie, and everything else is what we prepped today. So for this meal, I will only be eating the egg whites. I won't be eating the yolk. This is a vitamin C. And for the healthy fat, we have our almonds. So we have our carbs, our greens, our protein, our fat, and our vitamin C. This meal, we have our protein, we have our greens, our carb, healthy fat. Again, greens, carb, protein, carbs as well. By meal 5, so if we're counting 1, 2, 3, actually 4. So by meal 4, I'm normally just leaving the gym, so I'm normally just gonna have a protein shake because I work out at my job, and then I just drink a shake on my way home. Then once I get home, I eat again. This would be my dinner. And then before bed, all I have is a shot of apple cider vinegar, or a tablespoon of almond butter, and then another vitamin C. So this is a quick and easy, lazy meal prep for you. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for my overnight steel cut oats recipe and the green smoothie if you are interested. I just want to note that you still have plenty of food left for your meal prepping for the rest of the week. Just for the sake of the video, I just did a meal prep for one day, but you would just continue to do some kind of combination of that for the rest of the week. You know, mix and matching your proteins, your carbs, so you don't get bored, whatever kind of greens you want, so on and so forth. So yes, there's still plenty of food for the week that you shouldn't have to cook again for a while. And yeah, I just wanted to show you a video on how you can accomplish that. So if you feel like it, go ahead and finish making your meals for the entire week. I just like to cook all the meals for the entire week, and then it only takes me about 5 to 10 minutes every night to just weigh them and put them in their Tupperware. I'd rather do that every night than actually have to cook and do the measuring. So anyways, as always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.